I've heard this Counter-Strike game is pretty good, let me download it. Damn, it's actually full of cheaters and the game wants me to pay money just to get level up? Hell no, I'm not playing 14 euros. I do have a trigger warning. Sure. Let me just search on Google Counter-Strike free. Oh, this trigger warning. Valorant game looks just like it. I'm gonna play this instead. And that's how easy it is to get brain cancer. Hello, my name is rudebhop and today I'm gonna be taking a look at Counter-Strike clones and rating them to see if they're any good. This is what the tier list is gonna look like. The really bad games are going in the category called CS2 because I mean it just makes sense. The next category is mid, which you would play once and have fun but never play it again. Counter-Strike Next and Zombies. And the slightly better games are going in the decent section. And if you can find a game that can compete with CSGO, that will go in the absolute cinema rank. So now that we got all that out of the way, let's start with Crossfire is a really popular CS knockoff made in 2007 and this game is most popular in China. And hopefully playing Crossfire will give me enough social credit to get a platinum credit score. As soon as I got the game I tried going into the game, but I can't play ranked unless I'm level 2. So I tried to play casual and it said I need to check my equipments and I checked and did everything for 20 minutes straight and it just didn't work. Eventually I went to the custom tab where I could finally find some servers to play and when I loaded in, the game just felt off for some reason. I tried messing around with the settings and everything and I couldn't get the aim to feel good. Later I figured out why, but no spoilers for now. The movement was a thing I was interested in, but it looked like I couldn't strafe in the air at all and the only movement tutorial I could find looked like this. I also figured out you open your loadouts with B and you can choose what weapons you want to use. I of course didn't have any cool guns, so I just committed arson and stole my enemy's weapon to see the skins and I'd say they're pretty cool. I tried to open some stuff from free cases I got earlier, but I'm not sure what I even got from them. The only thing more distracting than the gunplay was the character skins because oh my god, look at that. This really is a combination of CS Next and Zombies and CS 1.6. Oh, and speaking of zombies, I also found a mode for zombie escape which is called Mutant Escape here. It works the same way. You spawn in and some of you turn into zombies, so you gotta shoot them down while you wait for the doors to open. I really couldn't aim well in this game and that's when I finally figured it out. It's not my fault the aim is bad, the game is just broken. Every time I try going in a straight line with my crosshair, it just keeps going diagonal instead. This must be how it feels like to be a silver in 2013. And that was pretty much all I did in this game. I would put Crossfire in CS2, but honestly after seeing this game I appreciate CS2 a lot more than making another tier just for Crossfire. 0 out of 10 would not recommend. Standoff 2 is a popular mobile game and the first thing I noticed while downloading it, more than 100 million downloads just on the Play Store. That's even more than Raid Shadow Legends, so surely the game is good, right? As soon as I launched the game, I changed my profile pic. I looked in the menu and that's when I found the keys in my inventory. You can actually open these without keys, so I gave it a go. Gold, gold, gold. And I got the purple. As I was about to equip it, I saw that there was a whole marketplace where you can sell the skins you unbox, so the skins actually have value. I sold the skin for 1G, but as it turns out you can't really buy anything with that. But now that I'm rich, I decided to hop in a deathmatch game to see what the controls are like, and I was destroying everyone in this lobby. I was spawn killing them so hard I went on a 14 kill streak and only died once during that whole game, and after looking at my over stats it said I have an 18 kill death ratio, which is probably the best that anyone has in this entire game. Also when I was in the menu I found out that you can create clans, so I made XV hat, but it turns out there's a privilege check, so I just searched up XV and saw that there is already an existing one. Unfortunately I can join it, but I'm pretty sure it's not the real rudebhop clan anyway, so it's whatever. I also played a game mode called Convoy, which is literally payload from Team Fortress 2, but slightly different. In this game you have to stand nearby a payload to push it and defend from enemy players. If they take the payload from you, they start pushing it to your side, and whoever can push it all the way to the enemy side first wins. This was actually really fun and I wish CS2 had a game mode like this. I didn't expect to come out of these games thinking CS2 has something to learn from them, but here we are. I like the mode so much I played another one and I kept winning every single game I got into. And yes, I might have trash talked some poor 10-year-old mobile players while I'm playing on PC, but all is fair in war. I was leveling up after every game so much that I racked up some cases to open and I got nothing good from it, so I just went to play another game mode called Escalation. This is basically a retake from CS2, but it was pretty fun nonetheless. I even managed to find a random jump where I trickshotted the enemy, so now I'm ready to join the X-Ray clan in Standoff. And this was the last game I played, and I ended up finishing the game with a KD of 18.0 throughout all my games. I would say if I was a 12-year-old in elementary school and I didn't have a PC, I would actually consider playing this. This game was really fun and it actually had parts that I wish was in CS2, so I'm gonna put this in CSGO. Considering that it's a mobile game, this is about as good as it gets. You probably already know what Fortnite is, but what you might not know is how many game modes Fortnite has. Ever since Fortnite started officially supporting creative servers, people started making a lot of games to play, and even Fortnite itself started making some new modes. These are the original Battle Royale, Fortnite Festival, which is a rhythm game, Lego Fortnite, which is just awful, and then they made Fortnite Ballistics. This is their version of an FPS shooter, and they use the same mechanics as Counter-Strike, so I had to try it. After I queued up for my first rank game, yes, a rank game, because there were no options for unranked, I got into this ability selection screen where you can choose different items you can play with, and in my first game I decided to use impulse grenades, which gives you some movement if you throw it under your feet. Once I loaded in a game of Cinderwatch, I was looking at my teammates, and it looks like all Fortnite related stuff are in this game as well, like the gun skins, the emotes, and the character skins. The whole movement in the game felt good, but that's probably because I have a lot of hours in Fortnite already. The movement is basically the same as in Battle Royale, minus building and everything of course. You can sprint and slide and use your special item, which in this case was impulse grenades. I also picked up the bomb on the first round, which is called a rift point device here, I don't know why. I planted the bomb, got the kill, and ended up winning the first round by the objective. The second round I already saw an issue at hand. I have only one teammate. What happened to everyone? Regardless of this, I tried to just enjoy the game and clutch up the round. The burst SMG was my favorite weapon because for some reason that's the only weapon I could control, and the other guns I tried didn't feel so good. I really liked the map and it felt like an actual game of CS even more than previous games. And then my last teammate left, and unsurprisingly I was constantly rushed and lost the first game with a stat of 14 and 9, and I got placed into the lowest rank you can start with in this game. That's a pretty rough start, but to be fair, it looks like it doesn't matter how much my team is griefing and what my stats are, because the only thing that matters is whether I won or lost the game. So I would assume everyone that loses their first game starts in this rank, right? I'm not just that bad, right? In my second game I got the same map and the same result, except this time the enemy left instead of my team. Also this time I chose the Recon grenade kit, which is basically a wallhack grenade that shows people close to very through the grenade, and as much as I think this was a good ability, I couldn't reveal anyone with it a single time. Pretty unlucky, but anyways. The one enemy that didn't leave was so good, he clutched up one round and almost another one, but that didn't matter because we were just outnumbering him, even though my teammates were really bad. Like I was seriously doubting whether my teammates were real players or not, because there is no silver one that would be so bad that I have to try hard in a 5v1. Regardless, I still won this game, and after this win, I was one win away from the rank I'm most used to in CS2, which is silver one. If I wanted to get the rank, I would have to win my next game as well, and that's when I queued up and got into a new map called Skylight 10, and I used Overdrive Kit, which gives you 2 potions that give you temporary speed boost, and this was my favorite one so far. Also, I haven't mentioned this yet, but while I was recording, there was a Star Wars season, so that's why all the guns look and sound so much like Star Wars. Just listen to the default pistol. This event also comes with a feature where you have infinite bullets that recharge, which doesn't make that much of a difference to be honest. I don't know when was the last time I completely ran out of ammo in CS2, so it's pretty useless. I tried out other guns like the drum gun as well, but I think it's best to just stick to either an SMG or some sort of AR like the Nemesis or the Striker. This game didn't really feel like a whole game, more like a side quest, and I would say that's the most accurate way to describe the game. It was full of weird looking outlines, bugs throughout the game, and I just wasn't that blown away with the game. This is just a small part of Fortnite, only a few people play it, so I wouldn't say it's bad, it's just okay. It's pretty forgettable, but still way better than Crossfire, so I'm gonna put this in mid. Let's be honest, we all saw this one coming. The first game you think of when someone says Counter-Strike clone is Valorant, and for good reasons. And that reason is it's made by a billion-dollar company. But where is it now? Well, I launched Valorant for the first time since it came out. I got into the tutorial and did it just crash? Okay, maybe this was just unlucky. Let me try again. Bro, what? It looks like if you wanna play Valorant on Windows 11, you have to go to the BIOS menu and turn this thing on in advanced settings. And this took me a good 30 minutes to figure out. This is not really what I expected, but after I fixed it, I went through the tutorial that taught me a little bit about guns, spray control, counter-strafing, and even about abilities, and now I can finally play the game. I gotta say, it looks like the game is very beginner friendly looking at the tutorial, but when you realize there are like 50 characters, all with abilities you have to learn as well, maybe the game isn't so beginner friendly. When I got into the lobby and I could finally start playing, I found out that there were quite a few gamers to choose from, and unfortunately you can't play ranked until you're level 20, so I decided to play an unrated game, because that just just sounds like the most standard CS experience. I got into a game of Icebox and selected Phoenix to play as because I already knew an ability about this character in the tutorial, and the first round went about as expected, just a normal pistol fight, and we won this round. The next round I saw that there is a reach and shield, and I was trying to get that and armor at the same time, but it looks like you can do that, so I bought a Spectre instead. I clutched up the round using the Spectre, but I also saw an orb on the ground that looked interesting, and it turns out it charges your ultimate. Basically how this ability works is when you use it you can respawn for a few seconds, so I just use this to rush people down and respawn after it. There are also some other abilities. I got like a flashbang, a wall, and a molotov, but I didn't use these that much. I actually had some times where I timed my ability so perfectly the enemy thought I was dead, and I just respawned and caught him off guard. I ended up winning my first game 13-2, so I went and tried something else and queued up for a team deathmatch game. I was expecting to learn about different guns in this game mode, but it was way different from any other games out there. Before the game starts you can choose what weapon you'll have in different parts of the game, and as the game goes on you'll start using those weapons. This way you can play with only pistol, only SMG, only AR, and this works pretty well. In CS, if you wanted to practice pistols in deathmatch, you would either be in a disadvantage and play with a deagle when others are playing with AKs, or you would have to join a custom server full of sweats that are trying to get to face it pro league. Valorant's solution works much better because everyone has an even ground, and it's not only tryhards that play it. There are also some weapons on the ground you can pick up, but you would rarely see anyone picking them up. Next I played Escalation, which is basically Arms Race but as a team game mode. Normally in Arms Race you would progress to the next weapon after you get 2 kills, but in this mode you and your team's combined effort makes you progress to the next level, and this was a great way to learn about all the weapons that are in the game. Also after every kill you get there's a healing thing on the ground that heals you if you walk into it, but I didn't get to use it that much. This game mode wasn't as interesting as the other one, so that's all I'm gonna say about it. And then I played Spike Rush, which is just a shorter game of Valorant. First to 4 wins the whole game. This game was especially short because we won 4-0 and got a ton of XP for this. This is probably the best game mode for XP farming, and if I really wanted to play ranked I would farm up to level 20 with this game mode pretty quickly. And then I played another unrated game on Sunset, which ended up being not only the most fun game so far but also the closest one. In this game I finally found enemies around the same skill level as me, and I really enjoyed playing. There were some abilities that I didn't understand at first that got me killed, but I learned and started getting better at the game. Also I found this guy with the worst knife I have ever seen in my life. It's literally a comb knife. I swear I have seen this knife on Temu for $2 and he paid good money for this. But anyways, there were a lot of close calls and interesting moments in this game, and we ended up just barely winning the game 13-12. This was the last game I played, and here's what I think about Valorant now. The game was a lot of fun to play. The art style looks a bit goofy and I don't like the skins, and even some abilities were annoying as well, but I can definitely see how people like this game. I would prefer CS since it has better gunfights, but this is still a solid game, so I would put this in CSGO. But remember how I had to do a 30-minute detour fixing the game just because I'm on Windows 11? Yeah, I cannot put this game in the highest rank. When something like this can happen, I'm gonna put this in decent. Before we keep going, I just wanted to remind you that everyone that watches me is subscribed except for one person. So if you've already watched the video this far, just hit the subscribe button and maybe like the video and leave a comment. I've worked a lot on this video and having your support would mean the world to me. I promise I won't spam your timeline with my videos because I'm lazy. Also I have a Discord server where I talk to people, and I have a Twitch where I stream sometimes, and I'm planning to do some stuff in the future there, so follow me there please. So we all know what Roblox is, but what you might not know is when you go to the front page of Roblox right now, you will see a CS2 case opening simulator, or at least it's recommended to me. How is this even a Roblox? I guess they're really starting the hobby, and these Gen Alpha kids have it so good opening cases for free. Back in my days, I had to convince my parents to add 10 euros to Steam, and then I would get 4 blues from opening cases. Also, fun fact, this game used to have Onapixel on his thumbnail. He's so iconic for opening cases, everyone knows him for it. And now you might be asking, this is just a case opening game, how could this be Counter-Strike clone? But if you search for a bit longer, you can see a game eerily similar to Counter-Strike called Counter-Blocks, and this game has 1.1 billion visitors. I hope they're a competitive game and saw that the buy wheel is finally back. I miss this so much. It looks so much better than the CS2 menu. The game itself was nothing special, it's just CS but with Roblox's movement that feels very slow. And then I left the game in style.
Why?
My bad. I was bored. This isn't the only thing they got from CS, because they also have surfing, which has 64 million visitors. If you don't already know, surf is a game mode where you slide around the map using triangles, and this was actually pretty good. A really big issue with surfing in CS right now is a thing called rambox, but that doesn't seem to happen in Roblox at all, so it might actually be a superior game mode to normal surfing. The movement is clean, and it also had all the commands a normal surf server would have, and it's crazy detailed. I'm pretty good at movement, so I decided I will get in the top 100 and solve Utopia, which is one of the most played surf maps of all time. How hard could it be? The first time I finished the map, I got a time of 1 minute and 14 seconds, but after doing everything as smoothly as I can, I got 1 minute and 6 seconds, which put me in the top 15,000. Okay, genuine question, how the hell can you beat this map in 54 seconds? I won't give up though. I'm gonna find a map where I can get top 100. I just have to search for a map that no one plays, and that's when I joined and beat Surf Conway. Beat Surf Conway. Beat Surf Conway. How the hell do you go past the first ramp? Okay, maybe surfing isn't for me, but I'm sure I can at least be hop. So this is it. This is gonna be the game where I get top 100. If I would just stop failing. And now you might be asking, why do you suck at b-hopping so much? And my answer is, shut up, I'm not bad at b-hopping, I'm just big boned. That game was stupid anyways. Who even plays b-hop? I'm gonna put Roblox in CS2. And now there is something in every ranking. Surfing and b-hopping was cool, but the actual CS copy was atrocious, so I can't put it any higher. And that was the tier list. Thank you for watching. These were just my opinions, and you don't have to take it seriously unless you agree with me. If you really like the video, consider subscribing since it's free and it helps me out a ton. I have like 2 other videos that are good, so you can binge watch them right now. And I'll see you soon in my next video. Unless I don't upload for another 4 months.